Hey, welcome back to my channel, Damon's Metal Casting. This one I'm going to continue making the medallions for my son's sword holder for his lightsaber. And in my previous video for this, kind of like, I don't know if you call it an episode or whatever, but I did the Imperial. So this is the Imperial logo that I did. And then now I'm going to do the Rebellion right here. So this is the pattern. And when I did this one, I wasn't super thrilled with the finish. And I think it was because my sand was being recycled too much. I try and separate my sand and pull out the burnt sand because the burnt sand doesn't have any cohesion. And so anyway, I'd separate that, but maybe I'm not doing a good enough job. So on this one turned out really good. And the reason I know this is because this is the last part I filmed of my video. So I do know it turned out really good. So make sure you stay and watch. But I ended up using a new box of sand just for the facing sand. And then I used my old sand just to pack the rest of it in. And I'll probably do that now on because it makes a lot better casting. So let's go ahead and get this packed up full of sand and get going. All right. All right, so here we go. So on my board, just use baby powder, but actually on the part, I use talcum powder. It has a lot better surface quality to let go of the sand than the baby powder does. The baby powder is made out of some type of cornstarch, and it picks up moisture out of there and kind of binds up on stuff. So it doesn't work really well on patterns at all, in my opinion. There's the new facing sand I said I'd use. I opened up a new box, and it does make a good difference. So I'll probably just use a little bit of the brand new facing sand just for the part, and then the rest of it gets packed in with the old sand that has little burnt parts I couldn't get out, but it still works fine for packing the box the rest of the way. The casting flask, I'm going to pack this pretty quick. I have other videos where I take my time and go through it a little longer, but I don't want to bore viewers every single video to watch it just get packed up full of sand. Again, I always tip it sideways so that way the pattern doesn't fall out. Sometimes the pattern falls right out if you go to turn it over, and it makes a real mess and a real pain to get it back in the mold perfectly. This sand here isn't the new facing sand. I'm still using the old stuff just because it's the back of the part. Who cares? I also sharpened my aluminum plate just a little bit on the edge of it to cut through the sand a little bit easier. That makes a difference too. This time, instead of using a tapered sprue, I decided to go ahead and just punch down through with copper plumbing pipe. I did run the copper plumbing pipe through the sander a little bit though, just to sharpen the end of it so it cuts through the sand better. I wanted to see if I really needed a taper sprue for parts that I do that aren't necessarily complex. I mean, this isn't a complex part. It's just a one-sided pattern. There I am making the basin. Being able to blow everything out with compressed air is what a difference. It just really cleans things up, and it doesn't allow that sand to be loose and floating around in your mold. When you pour the metal in there and you have little sand particles in there, that's where you can get your pitting from in your part after you pulled it out of the molding flask. So definitely recommend using anything to blow that loose sand out of there. It makes a huge difference in the quality. There I am rounding the edges. I decided to just put a channel straight through on the top for the aluminum to run, so it'll run down into the part, and hopefully the air will run up through there and run out the other side. It worked really well this time, so I'll probably do that from now on. It's a lot easier to do that than to try and hold a little tapered sprue up with my finger while I pack the mold. Again, that fell out really nice. You can see the quality of the mold came out really good too. I'm not going to use the air to blow out the mold because I'm afraid it'll damage it and maybe blow out some pieces I do want, but the rest of the mold I did blow out with air so that way there's no loose sand to fall back in it. These are just remnants of the last castings I've done. All the metal I use is a metal that's used for casting previously that I picked up at a scrapyard. Other metals from pop cans and extrusions don't really work that well because they don't have a high silicon content to help the flow. So here I am taking the temperature of the molten aluminum. The little probe and the reading device I got off of Amazon. I normally try and hit about 1450 degrees Fahrenheit or slightly above that. And the reason why is it's just slightly hot to pour about that at that point. But by the time I go ahead and pull the crucible out of the furnace and set it down and get everything all set up and move the camera angles, it's probably close to the right temperature. Also, I like pouring at nighttime because you can kind of tell about what temperature it should be. My crucible has a light or small glow to it between gray and red, and you can really see it right there. That's just the second angle so you can see it up close. All right, moment of truth. Time to open it up and see what happened. Well, that ended up looking pretty good. A little bit of sand caught in the groove, but that comes right out. I'm just going to brush it out right there before I pull it out of the pattern and show it for the camera. And there it is. So good surface finish. You can see the aluminum where it flowed through the backside through the mold. Overall, that came out really pretty good. And that should be real easy to clean up. Sides look pretty good. There's one, I don't think I showed it, but there is a little bit of tear out on one of the sides where it puts a little rim on it that I take care of on the sander later, but it comes out really nice. Cast aluminum's pretty brittle, so you don't even need to saw through it all the way. You can actually saw through probably 3/4 and just smack it on something metal and it breaks right off. Saves a little bit of time. Here I'm using my mill. This is fast forward, and I'm just cutting off the channel that's on the back side of the part. You can see that's about how flat I got it. The rest of it's going to be worked off on the sander. Just doing the sides a little bit. All right, the next step after this will be polishing, and I'll just do that off camera. All right, let's give it a final look. There it is in the middle, all shiny. I'll pick up the Imperial. There's the Imperial logo. You can see how it's kind of frosty looking because it has a lot of surface pits because the sand wasn't brand new, it was a little used. And then now you can see how much better the surface quality of that is. And that was using pretty much brand new sand for the facing sand, and then the rest of it was packed with the older sand that I have. Quite the difference. So I think from now on, when surface quality matters, I'll go ahead and use brand new sand for the facing sand and then just pack it with the old. All right, there's both the castings again. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And go ahead and hit that like button. And see you next time. Bye.